Welcome inside Remax Field in Edmonton, Alberta. My name is Andrew Peard, and tonight ICU Video presents the Edmonton Prospects and Melville Millionaires in Game 2 of their weekend three-game set here in Edmonton. And last night, it was the Prospects picking up their third consecutive win as they ran away with a 10-1 victory. Offensively, it was Jake Gary and Javier Ramirez leading the offensive charge as they combined for 6 hits and 5 runs batted in. On the mound, Trevor Berg solid 7 innings pitched, giving up just 4 hits to go along with 2 strikeouts and just 1 earned run against. The 3-game win streak for the Prospects is their longest such streak since early June, when they had a 4-game win streak after wins over Brooks and Okotoks in that time. For the Melville Millionaires, they've now lost 3 straight on this current road trip, and tonight is the penultimate game of their 6-game run through northern Alberta. It is country night here at Remax Field, and to further get you set for tonight's action, we'll throw it up to Al, the Duke of Broadcasting Coates, and John, the Gunslinger Belmont. Guys?
Well, I don't know if I should say thank you or not, but anyway, it is country night here at the ballpark, although the music I'm hearing right now is a long way from country, I can tell you that. But that being as it may, it's going to be a beautiful night for a ball game. Got a little bit of overcast, but not threatening skies. It's a shirt sleeve night. Temperature will be out in the mid-70s Fahrenheit, high teens centigrade. A nice ball game last night for the Prospects. Sent 8 batters to the plate in the first inning. They put a 4 spot up on the board, and the pitching looked after the rest.
It sure did, and that's the best we've seen the Prospects swing the bat and field in numerous games.
With that victory, the Prospects remain a game out of a potential playoff spot. Medicine Hat, who is just ahead of them on their ball game as well. We'll check the scores in the standings a little bit later on in our telecast tonight. Right now, let's have a look at the highlights from last night's game. Used to be a place called the Ukulele Lounge, and I frequented that on many an occasion. There's a ground ball, left side, throw is high. Run will come in to score. Another run's going to come in on the throwing error, and an auspicious start for the Melville Millionaires. He's battling away in Florida, trying to get some outs. Bouncing ball to the left side. Moormeyer makes a nice pick, and he throws a strike to the bag, and it's not in time. Infield hit with a run batted in for Jake Geary. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt. Here's a throw on to third base, and that's a way off target. A rush throw here by the catcher, Jake Green. He started the runner, so he'll get credit with a stolen base. And the ball is down into the bullpen, so that's to be a ground rule double, I would think. A lick, so big league baseball hasn't really worked out that well. There's a ball that's bent down the left field side. That ball's got a chance, and it's going to be hit off the wall. It'll be a run-scoring double by Jake Geary. 2 balls that are both blasted, one to right and one to left, and pitches that were up and out over the plate. Here's the pitch, and with a slow swing, a slow ground ball through the left side of the diamond. Millionaires put 3 ball players into the All-Star game last Sunday. There's a sweet swing and a ball that's lined up the middle, and that'll score the first run of the night for the Millionaires. And the 3-1 delivery. Hard ground ball. That's going to knock in 2 runs. Dobbs had no play, being wide of the bag at third base. 1 run comes in to score. 2 runs in to score. That'll be a double for Javier Ramirez, his 3rd hit of the night.
He's having a wonderful night at the plate.
First base to right. Dalton Horner has moved on to the mound, and he's going on the first pitch to get a ground ball to third base. That is Jake McDonald, and he bounces out, 1 away. Player playing at third base. Ball is belted out into right field. That ball's not going to get caught by Ozow playing out in right field. It was over his head. Ball was hit pretty good. That'll be a 3-base hit and a run batted in. As Tyler Masco comes in to score, and that'll make it a 10-1 lead. At 10 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 8 left to board for the Prospects. 1 run on a 5-hit attack, 3 errors, and 6 left on base for the Melville Millionaires. Trevor Berg making the transition from the relief pen to the starting rotation. He got his arm stretched out pretty nice last night. 78 pitches over 7 innings. 1 earned run, 5 hits, punched out 3 batters, hit 1 batter. He'll pick up the victory to go to 2-2. Back down to the field to play. We'll get the observations of our managers tonight. Jordan Blondell of the Prospects and Mike Green of the Melville Millionaires.
Joined now by Edmonton Prospects manager Jordan Blundell. And Jordan, we'll start with this last night, a big 10-1 win over the Millionaires. Seemed like some advantageous hitting along with some real good pitching. Just how do you forecast that victory?
Yeah, exactly. Some timely hits. We got on them early. We were able to cash some runs when we had the opportunities, and we had really good at-bats the whole game. And we've been having better at-bats. 30 at-bats in a game earlier in the year, we were giving some away, and we're starting to give less at-bats away. And that'll lead to more runs. And then Trevor Berg dealt again. That's what he does.
We're approaching, the player addition deadline. Matt Kootenay's going to make his debut here tonight. Just what can you tell me about him in the DH position?
Matt's a talented kid from local Wetaskiwin, Alberta. Played in the Parkland system. A provincial champion, junior national invite type guy. Lefty bat, can play some third and first, DH. Matt's a great kid. First class all the way. He's hit everywhere he's been. He's signed to go to Old Dominion and basically put up video game numbers in junior college. That's metal bat. This is a different league, but Matt's a proven guy. We'll see where he's at kind of timing-wise, but we're excited to have him. We're glad to have him. I know that the Cape Cod League is a possibility for him too, so we're happy to have him. We'll see how long we get him.
Game back at Medicine Hat right now for the final playoff spot. I always get different answers when I ask about standings watches from coaches and managers. Is it too early, or have you been watching it since the middle of June?
Too early. Try not to pay attention too much, honestly. There's so many games left, and I don't want to get caught up in what other teams are doing. There's some good teams on our side. I recognize this is going to be a dogfight a couple of weeks ago. And then we had a run that didn't go our way and dropped a bunch in a row. And there's some runs in this league. You drop some, you win some, and we just need to play consistent. I feel like we control our own destiny, so we're not really too concerned what everybody else is doing.
Darren Olton on the mound tonight. We know what he's all about, just out there to eat some innings and throw a good ball. What do you need from your team to be victorious again here tonight?
I play D for him. Taryn jump ahead in the counts is what we're looking for from him, and Taryn does that pretty much every time out, so I don't expect any different. He's a bulldog. He's a gamer. We need a good outing, and Taryn's the type of guy that senses that, and he'll rise to the challenge. As far as defensively, just make the plays we're supposed to make, and love to see the at-bats continue to be quality. We're not putting any pressure on the guys. They've kind of just settled in, I think. So, yeah, looking for more of the same of yesterday.
Thanks for this, Jordan. Best luck tonight.
Thanks, Andrew.
Joined now by Melville Millionaires manager Mike Green. And Mike, we'll start with last night's game. It seemed like early on maybe a couple of defensive plays left out on the field that could have mitigated the damage. Just how do you assess a game like that?
Well, it was a bad start. And we got down 4-0. Yeah, called bad errors in the field. We're down 4-0, and we kind of got deflated right there. You can feel it. There was not much intensity in there after that. So.
I look in your dugout, and you're by yourself in there. And I'm curious to know, you get all hands on all areas of the ball club, but at the same time, I know that can be extremely stressful and extra weight on your shoulders. Just how do you go about managing the dugout and all the different areas of your ball club?
It'd be nice to have a pitching coach and a hitting coach. Getting the pitchers, taking care of the pitchers, and they got a hitting coach to talk about each at bat. But no, then I go over there and I can't control these guys here. Sometimes we get fans and people, But no, it's tough. But I've done it a lot of times. But it'd be really nice to have. But we don't have it. So
after a game like last night, it's sort of the message to the team. Today's a new day. You can't really rest on what happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, we got a game every day. So the good thing is it's a game tomorrow. So we got two guys on the mound, two relievers on the mound today, but they both have 2.5 ERAs or whatever. They're both good, with two good arms today on the mound. Not usual starters, but two good guys. So we should keep the game close. We got to get runs. When we get leaving people on base, getting 8 hits and leaving people on base, we need to put it together in one inning. So.
Kind of answers my next question, but I did want to ask you just about how you go about finding a little bit more offensive success tonight.
We have not been an offensive team all year, but when we do score 5-6 runs, we win. So we need to put them together. And we need a little help from Edmonton. Didn't walk us. Didn't make errors. We need a little help sometimes to get that 4 spot put up there. And so if we get that, then we're usually in pretty good shape. So
thanks for this, Mike. Best luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Our umpire and crew for the ball game tonight. Calling the balls and strikes, Devin Redicott, Darren DeKinder at first base. And at third, it'll be Jeff Chipley. There you see Mike Green in a collision with the mascot Homer. Our pitching matchup tonight, the mound matchup, a couple of left-handers, Chris Latcher for the Melville Millionaires and Teran Olton for the Prospects. He's a guy that works quick, throws strikes. Haven't seen a bad start this year from Teran Olton.
He's done a very good job. He'll mix up a 2-seam fastball with a 4-seam fastball. Good slider, an excellent change that he will throw in any count.
The way the Melville Millionaires line up tonight, the leadoff batter playing in left field will be Evan Moore. Batting second, the designated hitter, Cody Coggins. Ryan Muramir, the 3-hole batter, he's the shortstop. Drawing into the 4 spot, it'll be Dalton Horner to play in right field. Marcus Irving is the center fielder. Braden Dobbs at third base hits 6th. Jake Green will do the catching and bat 7th. Caden Zacharias, the 8-hitter tonight, he's the second baseman. Mike Ozga will bat 9th, he'll play at first base. Here's the way the Prospects line up. Braden Luther at second base. Davis Pratt at third base, bats second. Travis Hunt sporting a .343 batting average, and he will be the right fielder. Nolan Walker draws into the cleanup spot, plays at first base. Jake Geary bats 5th, does the catching. Matt Courtney is the designated hitter. He'll bat 6th. Javier Ramirez had a real good night last night. He squared off everything that he hit, and he got 3 base hits last night, including a double. He scalded that one down the left field foul line. And Javi will bat 7th. Pierce Blow-Hoyak hits 8th, plays in left field. And Tanner Roundy will be the center fielder, and he'll bat 9th. And again, our pitching matchup, Teran Olton for the Prospects and Chris Latcher tonight for the Melville Millionaires. Elsewhere in the league tonight, Okotoks is in Fort McMurray. Merce Jaw is at Yorkton. The Brooks Bombers are in Medicine Hat. For John and Weyburn, they're going to have a double bubble tonight. A rain out last night, so they'll have the twin bill. And Swift Current is at Lethbridge. Last night, Moose Jaw defeated Yorkton 8-4. Medicine Hat laid a whipping on the Brooks Bombers, 14-0. Swift Current over Lethbridge, 5-2. And Fort McMurray doubled up the score on the Okotoks Dogs. Final tally there was 6-3. The leaders in the various divisions of the Western Canada Baseball League, the Okotoks Dogs, a 25-8 record. They've now lost 2 straight ball games to the Fort McMurray Ball Club, but they're 7-3 in their last 10 and a comfortable lead on Fort McMurray. Giants are 8.5 games back. When Weyburn Beavers have a 1-game lead on the Regina Red Sox in the Saskatchewan division of the Western Canada Baseball League, as we take a time out for our anthems. Just under 2,500 in the ballpark last night, and I think we'll be probably right in that range here this evening. A comfortable night. A little bit of cloud overhead, but right at the present time it does not look particularly threatening. After the game last night, though, we did get a downpour. I see the ruts in the parking lot pretty much full of water, but the weather for the game itself was absolutely ideal as you get a look at Teran Olton. Legal, Alberta ball player, a 6'1", 200-pound left-hander. Attends William Woods University. We look at his totals. He'll make a 7th start tonight. He's got a complete game. He's logged 40 innings on the season, 46 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned runs. He's walked 7, he's struck out 34. Logs a record of 1 victory, 1 loss, no saves, and a .360 earned run average. The Western Canada League is combined, hitting .284 off Taron Olton. Now, he's given up a lot of hits for one simple reason: he throws strikes.
He does, and he keeps the ball down, mixes up his speed, does a very good job with it. The other thing that's interesting about him, he pitches off the third base side of the mound and the rubber. And if you look at him, he's outside the rubber a little bit. He likes to stretch that out.
Defensively tonight, for the prospects, Jake Geary will complete the battery on the corners. Pratt at third, Walker at first. Ramirez the shortstop, Luther at second base. Up on the picket line tonight, Pierce Blahoyak in left, Tanner Roundy in center, and Travis Hunt putting together really good numbers offensively and defensively. And he'll play in right field as he always does. 7:07 Mountain Time as we get this one underway. A long road trip through Alberta for the Millville Millionaires. They started it off in Fort McMurray, and they'll complete it tomorrow with a 2:05 Wago matinee contest. And we'll have the pictures and descriptions for you right here on ICU Video. There's the pitch, and it's right down Broadway. Bring us around to 0-1 in the count on Evan Moore, the left fielder. .261 batter. And here comes the pitch to Evan Moore. Gives it a ride out into right field. Lots of hang time on a room service fly ball. There to Travis Hunt, and you got one away.
And this is what Taron Olton does well. That ball was down on the outside part of the plate. Batter got underneath it, 1 out.
Cody Coggins, the batter. No luck for him last night. Bounced out, lined out, ground out, and he bounced out again in the 9th inning. Left-handed batter, slight knee bend, front foot slightly open. Here's the pitch to him. Taron Olton, pitch down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Monday and Tuesday will be off for the prospects. The Berks Bombers will be in here on Wednesday and Thursday night. Next weekend they'll be on the road, a 3-game series against the Lethbridge Bulls.
They get down to Lethbridge, you're sure going to see some wind down there.
Olton kicks that right leg up and delivers. There he climbs the ladder a little bit, finds the outside corner with a fastball strike. Heading to count 1-2. Again, it is Devin Rudicop calling the balls and strikes. Darren DeKinder at first base. And Jeff Chipley, the umpire, working at third. There's the stride and the pitch. Off the head of the bat, and the bouncing ball here to the shortstop, Ramirez. That throws right on target, and you got 2 away.
And that was the changeup that Taron Olton throws so effectively.
Ryan Moormere is the shortstop, and he'll be the batter. As you see the play there on a throw by Javier Ramirez. Moormere about as good as it gets in the Melville lineup. Coming into play, hitting a .317 clip. Got a base hit in the first inning last night. And then he bounced out 3 times, once up the middle, once to the shortstop, and once to second base. Prospects are trying to get back to a .500 record. Don't look at first place. You're not going to catch the Dogs. That's pretty much impossible. But if you get to a .500 record, maybe a game above that, you're going to be in the playoffs.
Should be.
And here comes the pitch from the left-hander. And the pitch is belted foul off the backstop off to the right-hand side, 1-2.
And again, Taron Olton does a nice job changing speeds on his different pitches. Very difficult for a batter to time it up.
And here's the 1-2 delivery. Check swing on a high fastball. They appeal to first base, no swing. Come into Jiffy Lube today for a Pennzoil fully synthetic oil change. No appointment necessary. Warranty approved. Earn Air Mile reward miles, a $100 travel credit. Details at jiffylubeservice.ca. Break and pitch will miss inside.
That was a slider, and he just missed on it.
2 gone. The base is empty here in the top half of the first inning. Olton is ready. The long stride home and a fastball fouled away. Toronto Blue Jays today picked up a victory, a squeaker, and defeated the New York Yankees 2-1. The Yankees were winners last night in the opening game of the series, defeated the Blue Jays 4-0. High and outside pitch. There's ball 4. That's a good at bat for Moormere.
He really did a nice job. Fought everything off, worked the count.
Dalton Horner, the batter, a .233 hitter. Boy, there were a lot of offers last night for the Melville Millionaires. He's 0 for 4, a fielder's choice, a pop-up, a fly ball. Got a pretty good rip at a pitch in his last at bat. He lined a bullet to third base, but it found leather. Fully back on the middle infield. Pratt is about midway at third. And the outfield is straight away. If you've just tuned in for the first time, we're at Remax Field in Edmonton. Big old ballpark celebrating his 24th season. 420 straight away center field. 340 down the left field line. 320 up the line and right. And the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And Marquise Irving, the center fielder, will be the batter. You see the pitch. It was a strike and a line drive base hit up the middle.
Real nice compact swing by the batter.
The Millionaires sit at 13-20. They've lost 3 straight. They're 10.5 games back of the divisional leader, the Weyburn Beavers, who have really put a nice ball club together this season. There's the pitch high and wide of the target, not held cleanly by Jake Geary. He holds his runners. Ball 1. Regina Red Sox at 22-10 are a game back of the Beavers. Swift Current 57s, they're right in there, 21-13, 3 games out. And the Miller Express from Moose Jaw, 19-14, 576 baseball. They've won 3 straight, and they're 4.5 games out. The Yorkton Cardinals, with just a year that they would just as soon forget. 2 victories against 30 losses. They've only won 2 out of 32. That's just about impossible to do. And they have lost 14 consecutive games. Here's the kick in the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to miss low ball 2. Okotoks Dogs at 25-8. 8.5 game lead on the Fort McMurray Giants have really picked it up. They've won 3 straight. 6-4 in their last 10. They're a 500 ball club at 17-17. Lethbridge Bulls at 17-18, 9 games back, playing a .486 clip. They've lost 5 straight games, so they're not doing well at the present time. Everybody seems to have, not except Okotoks, have a flat spot in your schedule. The Prospects went through it. They, I think, lost about 7 straight. A lot of the games were 1-2-run ball games. They got blown up maybe a couple of times, but round bat and a round ball, so that's what happens.
And that's what happens in this game. Can get very streaky.
Here's Olton's 2-1 pitch. That should do it. Ball's popped up, short left field. Ramirez drifting back, calling for it, and he makes the catch. And out of business of the Melville Millionaires here in the top half of the first inning. No runs in a hit, and they strand 2. Just got under that pitch. That's a mile-high pop-up into a gray sky. And Ramirez draws a beat on that. Bottom half of the first inning coming your way in a scoreless ball game. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. A good look at the starting pitcher tonight for the Melville Ball Club. He's a ball player out of Dallas, Texas, 5'11", 180-pounder. Out of Wayland Baptist University, pitcher is Chris Latcher. And Latcher will make his second start and his 12th appearance, 30 in the third innings, 30 hits. Coughed up 12 runs, 8 of the burn. He's walked 5, struck out 23. You got to like that. Got a lot of decisions, 4 victories, 2 losses, 3 saves, and a 2.37 earned run average. So this kid's done a nice job of pitching this year. And the Western Canada Baseball League is hitting a combined .232 of Chris Latcher. We're going to see 2 relievers, hopefully trying to get the Melville Ball Club through the ball game here tonight. Pitching has not been their problem. Putting runs on the board has been. Jake Green completes the battery. Dobbs at third. Osgood at first base. Mormeyer is the shortstop. Zacharias at second. Evan Moore, the left fielder. Marcus Irving is the center fielder. And Dalton Horner going to strap him up in right field as Brendan Luther with a .270 batting average looks at a slider down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Brendan Luther. .270 batter standing in. Prospects tonight with their black tops, their home white trousers, black stirrup, gold trim. Pretty much an identical uniform to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It really is, isn't it?
2,500 or just short thereof last night, right about the same crowd total here today. There's a bunt back to the mound, fielded by the big left-hander, and the throw to the bag is not in time. Not a textbook bunt, but it gets the job done if you got a little bit of giddy up. And Brendan Luther certainly has that. The lefty's got the disadvantage. He's got to make the full spin, and that's an infield hit. He beat it out anyway.
He did, and the interesting thing about it, that was trying to be a push bunt instead of a drag bunt. In other words, push it down the third baseline a little bit. But he's got such good speed, he was able to get down there.
Davis Pratt's going to be the batter. And here's the pitch to Pratt. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Pratt hitting .288. Pratt with a couple of knocks and a run scored in last night's game, the 10-1 Prospect victory. From down and away, we go to high and tied. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes. With Chris Latcher, Dallas, Texas left-hander, up on the bump. Double play depth in the middle infield. Dobbs up wide of the bag at third base. There's a curveball in and over, 2-1.
Good pitch. Low in the zone.
Travis Hunt, a .343 batter in the on-deck circle. You know that Latcher's going to have to throw something pretty good. He's not going to walk Davis Pratt to get to Travis Hunt. And here we have Brendan Luther. Looks like he tripped over the bag at first base on his way back on the pickoff throw.
That's what it looked like. And I don't know what happened, but he's sure in pain down there.
Wonder if we can get a replay. Probably not. I don't know if we'd have a replay on that pickoff throw or not, but looks like it's something to do with his high ankle.
You know, it's sometimes you get on the edge of the bag and you just turn your ankle. We'll have a look on the replay here. That's what happened. His left foot, he stepped right on the edge of the bag and it rolled on him.
Don't forget again, we've got a matinee contest tomorrow. The gates open up at 1 o'clock. Weather looks great. 2:05 opening pitch, and that's going to be the end of the line today for Brendan Luther. Likely we'll have, I'm not sure who we'll have coming in, but whoever it is will probably take over at second base.
I would suspect it might be Takahashi. Or it could be Masco.
Probably by the time he gets back to the dugout, it's going to start to feel better. That doesn't look to be a real serious injury. If it was, he wouldn't be getting off on his own steam.
I don't think, though, Al, he's going to be doing any country dancing after this game's over.
I imagine not. Some of the scores from the big leagues last night. Chicago Cubs defeated the Pirates 4-3. Washington defeated the Phillies 4-0. Tampa Bay Devil Rays at a 12-run margin as they down the Baltimore Orioles that are 16-4. It's not that the Orioles are a bad club. They're just in the wrong league. They should be an A-ball.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
That is Takahashi coming in. So Takahashi will come in as he's not a pinch runner. He's just a replacement runner, and he'll, in all likelihood, line up as the second baseman when we move along to the top half of the second inning. Count on Davis Pratt at 2 balls and 1 strike. Takahashi with 1 foot on the carpet, 1 foot on the cutout, and the pitch is a breaking ball, foul back.
You know, one little thing that we saw the replay and what happened to Luther there For young players, when you come in back into first base, do your head first slide, get your arm in there. It's safer. So many times when you go in foot first, you could hit on the corner of the bag. And you saw that with Takahashi getting back that way.
Yeah, Miami defeated the New York Mets 8-4. The Twins down the Cleveland Indians 5-3. Twins widening out that big lead in the American League Central. Boston defeated the Dodgers 8-1. Texas 9, Houston 8. And the Arizona Diamondbacks with a 4-2 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Davis Pratt, who was a freshman at Cloud Community College this year, had a real good rookie season down there. He's out of St. Albert, Belrose High School.
Takahashi holds, and the ball is looped up the middle. And that's just a little dying quail. It'll fall in for a base hit. Davis Pratt with a nice bit of two-strike hitting. So he didn't try to kill the ball.
Just good bat control.
Belted it up the middle for a single. And Travis Hunt is the batter as we get into the meat of the Edmonton order. Batting .343, but looking down the line here, he's got a .529 slugging percentage and a .444 on-base percentage. Usually a good batting average means a good on-base percentage. But just under half the time he comes to the plate, he gets on base.
And he's one of these young men at the plate that will draw walks. You don't want to pitch him anything real good.
Nobody out, and the Ducks on the pond. A hanging curve is flipped foul to the screen under the backstop. Strike one. Prospect sent 43 batters to the plate last night. By no means is that a seasonal high, but it is a lot of batters.
It sure is, and they've got the capability to do this.
Hatcher kicks him to the set position, and the fastball is fouled to the backstop. Strike two. Takahashi, the runner in scoring position. Davis Pratt off at first base. Takahashi had to come into the ball game after Brendan Luther injured himself, returning to first base on a pickoff throw.
Takahashi also has very good speed.
Right-handed batter up early in the game. Might not be a bad time for a double steal. Only fly in that ointment would be the fact there was a 2-strike count on the batter. You usually don't do that when the batter is behind in the count.
Oh, that's right. He can't really protect you.
The Millionaires with a real natural rivalry with the Yorkton Cardinals. They're only 25 minutes apart. Quite often they'll have a day game in one of the two towns and a nightcap in the other town. And the pitch on the way, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's really a pretty good testament to those little towns. They're not big. You take the two populations combined, and they're not big as a few city blocks in Edmonton in population, but find a way each and every year to field a club.
It is pretty special. And throughout North America, the small town baseball is vital to many, many communities. Summer entertainment.
Fastball is high, but I'll tell you a guy who always still does had time for baseball on the prairies. The general manager or the architect of those great Blue Jay clubs, Pat Gillick.
Absolutely.
He came out here through the opening pitch with the stadium opened up. He was a pitcher out of USC, played for the Granham White Sox, played for the 1957 Edmonton Eskimos baseball club. And here's the 3-2 pitch. The Granham Ball Club, the guy that owned the team was a wealthy rancher. His name was George Wesley. In fact, just a couple of years ago, the Wesley Ranch sold for over $40 million.
Wow.
And that was a beautiful ranch yard that they had, ranch house, and his land extended to the west, up over the Porcupine Hills and right to the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains.
The Wesley name was very big in baseball in southern Alberta, and we had a relative as Doug Wesley, who was a first baseman for us at Arizona State. The number of Wesleys in Mesa, Arizona.
All right, bases are loaded here in the inning, and the pitch here to Nolan Walker is fouled back, strike one. So the tables are set here for a potential big inning for the prospects.
That was a real good at bat for Travis Hunt. We talk about on base percentage. Here he had 2 strikes on him, 2 foul balls, first 2 pitches, and then he worked the pitcher for 4 straight balls and a walk.
The Grantham White Sox didn't play in Grantham. I mean, Grantham isn't very big, just a little place, so they play their games in Lethbridge. And Pat Gillick was on that pitching staff. So was the guy that pitched in the big leagues for the Cardinals. In fact, Pete Rose got his very first base hit off this pitcher, Ray Washburn. The base is loaded. Here's the strike 1 pitch. Inside out at it, and the ball is flipped foul down the left side now to play. This thing started out with a bunt single. Davis Pratt with a Texas League single up the middle. Travis Hunt drew a base on ball, so it's not that Chris Latcher has been belted around. He's been pinged a little bit, but lots of occupied real estate. The ball is raised out into right field. Dalton Horner is camped under this. Takahashi comes in to score. Moving up to third is Davis Pratt. A run in and runners on the corners. Jake Geary will be the batter. As you see, that ball was easily deep enough to score the run. And Davis Pratt at warp speed pulls into third. Geary hitting .325, a .532 slugging percentage, and a .415 on base percentage. Of course, the batting average is determined the hits divided by the at bats. The slugging percentage is the total bases attained divided by the at bats. So, of course, you hit the home run. That means you're going to get 4 bases towards your slugging percentage. And the pitch is a called strike. Here to Jake Geary.
Jake had a real good game last night. He had good focus on the ball. You get it in his zone, he is very capable of putting this ball out of the ballpark.
Double play depth up the middle. Dobbs midway at third base. An off-speed pitch right up into the wheelhouse of the batter. It's swung on and it's missed. 0-2. You're on Country Music now to the ballpark, sponsored by Kissin. FM radio 104 on the dial. And the pitch. It was a strike and he belted it foul.
Now this pitcher, Latcher, has started the previous 2 batters off, and Jake Geary, with 0-2 counts. Travis Hunt, he ended up losing, walked. Got a fly ball, sacrifice fly from Nolan Walker. And
Geary was 3 for 4 last night with a base on ball and a run scored. He came in to score 3 times. Knocked in a run late in the game with a gap triple out into right field. Stroked a base hit in the first inning. Pulled the ball just fair of the bag at third base. Scalded the ball, hit a double down the left field line in the third. Every time up, he had a good at bat.
He really did, and that's what we call seeing the ball really well.
And here's the 2-strike pitch. This is Travis Hunt pulling on into second base with an uncontested steal of the bag. Puts another man in scoring position, keeps you out of the ground ball double play.
And that's really important with 1 out. And now a ground ball to the right side of the field is probably going to score a run and will probably get Hunt to third base.
Latcher ready to go. Long stride home out of the set position. Throws the backdoor breaking pitch. And that's not in the strike zone. To run the count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brooks Bombers will be in town on Wednesday and Thursday night, 10 victories, 25 losses, 16 games out of first place. There's a long fly ball straight up the middle. Ball hit about 390 feet to straightaway center field. Marcus Irving there to make the catch. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and you got 2 away.
Good sacrifice fly.
Be a run batted in and no time at bat for Jake Geary. And Matt Courtney is the batter. Newcomer to the ball club, just joined the team today. Out of Wetaskiwin, goes to Colby Community College. Big ball player, 6'2". He tips the Toledos at 205 pounds. Got him in here today as the designated hitter. Takes a rip at a curveball strike, nothing in 1.
Now, Matt is a man, he likes to sit on a fastball if he can, and he likes it away. He likes to hit the ball into the, in this case, it'd be into the left to center field gap or down the line.
Takahashi and Pratt have scored in the ball game. Travis Hunt has moved down to third. 2 sacrifice flies, 2 runs in to score. There the pitcher turns the ball over and he missed low with it. The ball on the strike, as you see the Melville club tonight. Their road grays, royal blue trim. And the 1-1 pitch. It's up and in, ball 2.
Now, I think they know a little bit about Matt. I guess he played for the Prospects a couple of years ago. And I think the best way to pitch him is inside. You pitch him outside of the plate, he's going to hurt you.
Plate umpire calls time. Overcast sky, not a threatening sky. Real nice night. Shirt sleeve weather would be about the mid-70s at game time. No wind to speak of. And it looks real good tomorrow for that afternoon contest. We get underway at 2:05. About 10 minutes to 2, we'll have the telecast for you.
Well, that's that inside on the corner, I guess, call it a strike. And that's where you want to pitch him. Now this is where the good bat presence has to come in. Protect the plate.
And the 2-2 pitch. Got him right there on the corner. That's a called third strike and a good pitch by the Dallas, Texas left-hander. Right on the block.
Very good pitch.
But a productive first inning. Prospects score a couple of runs. They do it on a pair of hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. A 2-0 Edmonton lead. This is Prospects baseball on ICU video. Well, Taron Olton with a 2-run spot as he goes to work here in the second inning. In the middle part of the order, Braden Dobbs is the batter. Lunges at the first pitch offered up. There's the throw to first base. And had they made that play, that would have been something to see. How often have you seen that? That would have been a 9-3 putout.
But look at this throw by Travis Hunt.
Very nearly an outfield assist.
Yeah, just beat it out. Good hustle by the batter. He doesn't hustle, he gets caught.
Jake Green, the catcher, a 268 batter. Stands in here for the Melville Millionaires. Set position from Taron Olton. The bouncing ball down to third. Pratt knocks it down, picks it up. Won't get a double play, but he gets the out at first. That ball was kissed pretty good. Hit right to him, and it was he had a very short hop.
Yeah, short hop, and he blocked it in front. Lost it a little bit with his bare hand and did the right thing, went to first base.
Caden Zacharias will be the hitter. And you've got Braden Dobbs pulling into scoring position. Zacharias batting .204 on the season. Front foot wide open towards the bucket. And a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Good breaking ball, first pitch.
Zacharias 0 for 3 with a run scored last night. And the pitch from Taron Olton, a strike down the middle, 0-2.
We had a little heat on that pitch, didn't he?
There's a big slow deuce, a swing and a miss. Threw him a big roundhouse curveball to get it done. That'll be the first strikeout of the night for the Edmonton left-hander. Big sweeping breaking ball.
And Taryn Olden doesn't believe that's one of his best pitches.
Well, it's a good pitch against lefties, I can tell you that.
It sure is, and he broke it off so well. It's about 11-5 breaking ball. It's not that 12-6 curve, but very effective. There's another one.
Fly ball up the middle, and that should do it. About a 390-foot fly ball here to Tanner Roundy. Short steps under that and makes the catch. You got that big outfield. The successful pitchers in Edmonton use it. No runs and a hit, and the man stranded. We go to the bottom of 2-0 prospects on ICU video. There you see the skies overhead, the southwestern sky of the North Saskatchewan River Valley. And right behind it, if you wonder what that big building is, that is a decommissioned powerhouse. I don't know what they have planned for that building, but I'm sure there's something coming along.
I think it would make a great distillery or brewery.
Javier Ramirez had a real good night last night. He got 3 hits, and he squared all 3 of them. All 3 balls that he pulled. One between short and third. Another one just about to the identical spot. And he really pulled the trigger in the 7th inning. He belted a 2-run double down the left field line. And he scalded the ball. He went 3 for 5 as he takes a rip at a slow curveball, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Bottom 3 of the order due up. Pierce Blohoyek and Tanner Roundy. Here in the home half of the 2nd inning, there Ramirez shows the bunt and takes a pitch down and in. .267 batting average in 34 ball games. The little guy's got a .408 slugging percentage and a pretty good on-base percentage, .395.
Now, we've noticed last night and tonight he seems to be much more confident swinging the bat.
Ramirez with 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. And what goes hand in hand with a good on-base percentage is your ability to draw a base on balls. He's walked 22 times going into the game here tonight. There he got tied up on some inside gas, and the ball's popped up pretty much between home plate and the mound, and the left-hand pitcher, Chris Hatcher, there to make the catch. That was right in on the fists.
Very good pitch.
Pierce Blohoyek is the batter up. Elsewhere tonight in the Western Canada Baseball League, the Okotoks Dogs are in Fort McMurray. Moose Jaws at Yorkton, Brooks at Medicine Hat. Regina and Weyburn will have a twilight doubleheader tonight. And the Swift Current 57s are in Lethbridge. For whatever reason, the Bulls have flattened out a little bit. They've lost 5 consecutive games. Pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The Fort McMurray Giants, this is the best they've ever been. This now being, I guess, their 3rd year in the league. They're a .500 club at the midway point of the season. 17 wins, 17 losses, and they're in 2nd place. That ball by Ramirez or by Blohoyek is belted into left field for a 1-out single.
Healy tags this right out over the center of the plate. Pulls her well, base hit.
Bring up Tanner Roundy, batting .202, and he's penciled in the 9th spot on the order tonight. 1 out, 1 on. Here in the bottom of 2.
Now with Roundy and then Blohoviak at first, Blohoviak could flat out run.
That ball was turned over like a screwball, ran away from the right-handed batter. 0-1. That is a good pitch to a right-handed hitter.
It sure is.
Double play depth in the middle infield. Dobbs midway at 3rd. Outfield is straightaway. And a toss on to 1st.
Now Blohoviak is one of the few runners who can get out on that carpet. He's so fast that he can get back on this.
There's a hanging breaking ball, or a hanging changeup. It's out over the plate. He changed speeds on it and he got away with it. 0-2.
And Blohoviak was going on that pitch by the looks of it. And the one thing with Latcher's motion, he does not have a real quick motion when he's throwing a breaking ball.
Here's the stride home and the delivery and a bouncing ball fair at third base. With no play for Dobbs playing up wide of the bag.
It's going to score.
And rounding third, at warp speed, he's coming on in. The ball is cut by Mormir and not relayed, and that'll be a double down the line. Pierce Blohoyek makes 3 left turns and races around 270 feet. And that ball that is belted down the left field line fair. It's a 3-0 ball game.
It's a real fine hit by Tanner Roundy. 2 bases and RBI. And again, Blohoviak showed his speed coming around there, Al. He had that beat all the way.
Katsu Takahashi will be the batter. Switch hitter as he nestles into the right-hand side of the plate. Collectively, he's batting 132. I think he's probably batting below 100 from the left side and probably about 140 from the right.
I don't know about you, but I think I'd be bunting him in this situation. He's got good speed. He can get down the baseline and get rounded to third.
Circle change up, a swing and a miss. And Takahashi is sitting at an 0-2 count. Came into the ball game when Braden Luther had an ankle injury coming back to first base. There's another circle change up. And Takahashi wasn't going to hit that one with a scoop shovel. Good pitch.
Remember those old gallon grain shovels he used to have?
Remember the cast iron ones?
Yeah, he wouldn't have hit it with that.
Davis Pratt will be the batter up, 1-for-1 tonight with a run scored. 3-0 ball game, 2 out, man in scoring position. Here in the middle game of this 3-game series. This series will wrap up tomorrow afternoon. Curveball down and away from Chris Latcher, 5'10" left-hand pitcher out of Dallas, Texas. He's been used pretty much in relief all year long, but they're down a court in pitchers, and he'll have to start and try to suck up 4 or 5 innings tonight. If you're a vehicle ready for summer, visit your neighborhood Jiffy Lube for a full synthetic oil change and a $100 travel credit towards hotels, car rentals, and more. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving all summer long. Pitch is down and away. Sit at a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Davis Pratt hitting .288. Now that he's had a chance to play a little bit, he's become a pretty accomplished third baseman.
He really has. Handles the bag pretty well. He's got a good arm. And he's a pretty solid hitter. He's, I think, one of the more consistent of the prospect hitters.
He takes a rip at a breaking ball. They'll have to make the obligatory throw up the line to first base, and that'll do it. Credit a strikeout to the pitcher, an assist to the catcher, and a put out to the first baseman. Strikeout, the put out goes 2-3. And the prospects are out of business here in the second inning, but they take a 3-0 lead into the third. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video as we go down to Andrew Peard.
Thank you very much, Al. Just a couple of notes tonight so far. Brent Luther injured in the first inning, stumbling over first base. He remained in the Prospects dugout just right now. A little bit of ice on it, so obviously good precaution. Oh, sorry, just being interrupted here by Homer. Wants to make a phone call. We'll give that to him. But Brendan Luther staying in the dugout. Good to see he has not been taken for imaging. And Travis Hunt sporting a new look here tonight as he got the high socks going on. Had that last night. Just 3 for his last 19. Perhaps figuratively and literally looking to pull up his socks. Just get my oh my goodness, Homer stole my cell phone. Guys, back up to you. I got to go find that.
Third inning, and we'll move to the top of the order. Evan Moore, Cody Goggins, and Ryan Moormere will be the batters due up. 3-0 ball game, the Prospects lead. As you see, Taron Olton's pitching line here tonight. He has scattered 2 hits, walked the batter, and struck out 1. Evan Moore, the 261 batter. Fly to right his opening time through. Got the center field camera working tonight. Had a few bugs in the system last night. That sure adds to the telecast as you see the defensive replacement, Takahashi, just moving out of your screen.
Sure helps in watching the pitches and seeing the corners.
And here's the first pitch. Full swing and a foul back, strike one. Standings up in the big leagues in the Eastern Division, the New York Yankees are 58-32 after their 2-1 loss today to the Blue Jays. A 6.5 game lead on the Tampa Bay Ball Club that started the season like a house of fire. They've cooled off a little of late. Boston at 50-41, so they're picking it up after a terrible start. But they're 9 games better than .500. The defending World Series champs. There's a base hit to left field. Blue Jays at 35-58. 24.5 games back. The Orioles, who got walloped last night, 27-63. 31.5 games out. The Twins at 57-33, a 6.5 game lead on the Indians. 13 up on the Pale Hose. 27.5 games better than Kansas City, and the Tigers are 26.5 games out at 28 victories and 57 losses. So they've lost double the amount of games they've won. The Astros at 57-35, a 6.5 game lead on the Oakland A's. A few years ago, when the Astros won the World Series 2 seasons ago, 4 years before that, Sports Illustrated predicted that they would win the World Series in 4 years' time, and boy, they were dead on, weren't they?
That's one of the few times Sports Illustrated has been dead on.
There's a breaking ball, had a late break on it, caught the outside corner right about belt high, and Corey Coggins is set down. That's the second strikeout on the night for Teran Olton.
Watch this breaking ball. Just like the previous one, just caught the corner. That 11-5 curve that he's got, really nice pitch.
Ryan Moormere will be the batter up. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of 3. Hitting the ball just about as good as anybody in the Millionaire lineup, hitting .317. Olton is ready to go. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball right down the pipe, strike one. Moormere, a Seattle ball player, 6'4", 230 pounds, out of Bismarck State University. There's a pitch just about to the identical spot, right on the outside corner, right about belt high.
Again, Olton to this point is really showing good location.
There's the ball that's going to be belted out into right field. Nice 2-strike swing. Didn't try to do too much with it. Belts the single in the right. You get men at first and second with 1 away. That's a good at bat for Moormere.
Very good at bat.
Sprayed the ball.
Yeah, and that ball was right on the outside corner, like you said, Al, and he just waited on it, popped it to right field for a base hit.
Dalton Horner will be the batter. He did a good job last night. Came out of right field, went in and pitched a scoreless inning. They had 2 position players came in to pitch the 8th and the 9th. Gave their bullpen a little bit of rest. And here's the pitch. Teran Olton comes back with a fastball on the fists, and it's fouled away into the seat, strike one. Dalton Horner out of Bishop, Texas. Prairie View A&M University. Olton waits for his middle infielders to get into position. He throws the pitch, and it's fouled away, strike 2. A&M, I assume that means agricultural mineral, or?
Yeah. Aggie school. mining technology in a lot of those places. Geological engineering.
The set position, here comes the pitch, and the ball is hit foul back at first base, and coming on over, this is Noah Walker makes a nice play. Nolan Walker had a really nice route to that ball. It wasn't hit very high in the air, so it's not an easy play, but a good pitch here by Olton.
But he had his eye on it all the way, takes it right over the shoulder, and turned and was ready to throw, and they held the runner up. Didn't try to send him to third.
Marquise Irving will be the batter up, the center fielder. Three-0 ball game here in the top of the third inning. And here comes the pitch. Ryan Olton delivers high, 1 ball and no strikes. Irving, a Detroit, Michigan ball player out of Texas College. Got him listed as at 6'2". I think he's a little taller than that. Bends his knees, works deep in the batter's box. The pitch to him, it took a big cut right from the heels of the curveball. Evan Moore, the lead runner. Ryan Moormere takes a lead off at first base. And here's the 1-1 pitch. This is high with a fastball. Next weekend, the ballpark will be dark. The prospects will be in Lethbridge. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon against the Bulls. There's the circle changeup. Took a big rip at that. That'll even the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on.
Well, we talked about earlier, Taryn will throw that at any count. He's very effective with it. Works like a screwball. Away on a right-handed hitter.
And the 2-2 pitch. That should do it here in the inning. It's off the head of the bat and a high lazy fly ball into the right field gap, and Travis Hunt draws a bead on it, puts leather on it, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. 2.5 inning in the books, and it's a 3-0 Prospects lead on ICU video. Bottom half of the third inning, middle part of the Edmonton order due up. Here against the Millionaire left-hander Chris Latcher. 5'11", 180-pounder out of Wayland Baptist University. This is his second start and his 12th appearance. Sucked up 30 in the third innings, 30 hits, 12 runs, 8 earned. Walked 5. He's struck out 23 batters. Got 6 decisions on the year, 4 wins, 2 losses, 3 saves, and a 2.37 earned run average. Pretty good numbers here for Chris Latcher. Hunt drew a base on ball his opening time through, stole second, was stranded at third base. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Latcher is showing us a nice mix of pitches in here.
Latcher out of the full windup, leans back and delivers, throws a bullet right in there at the knee. Prospects have got a right-handed pitcher up and throwing now. I was wondering if that's just a side for somebody. Teron Olton's put up the numbers pretty good through the opening 3 innings. There's a comebacker right down the gun barrel, snagged at the mound. And it toss on to first base, 1 away. Easy fielding play.
I'm wondering if Olton might be feeling something wrong. I don't know if this is right, but the previous inning he only threw, not this last inning, he threw 17 pitches. He's thrown a total of 40 pitches, 29 for strikes. In the second inning, he threw 6 pitches, all strikes. So I don't know if he's feeling a twinge in the arm and they're looking to get a reliever going.
Well, if he had any discomfort, if he had tweaked something, it certainly didn't look like it on the mound.
It didn't.
He was
pitching pretty good.
Yeah, doing a nice job. 0-1 here to Nolan Walker. There's the pitch, and it's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got himself an RBI and a no time at bat his first time through. A sacrifice fly to right field. And the 2-1 pitch. Went right at him with a fastball.
The prospect players all seem to be swinging the bat well tonight. A lot of confidence in their swings.
3 in a row have been set down by Latcher. He might make that 4. There's a ball that's belted out into deep center field. On the run back is Marquise Irving, and he made a nice play. That ball's hit about 400 feet up the middle. He
this is a
good.
Gorgeous catch. Takes it right over the shoulder, dives. There it is.
That's a big league catch right there.
It is. That is just one heck.
That's
of
a home run at the ballpark in Toronto.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah.
A lot of the parks in the big leagues, that's a home run. So if you're Nolan Walker, you're probably going to say, I can't hit it any better than that.
No, that's right. That was a very well hit ball. Just a tremendous catch by the center fielder.
Jake Geary with a sacrifice fly here tonight. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, that's a real good catch up the middle by Marquise Irving.
You know, this season now we've seen a lot of good plays in this league. And you seem to get different players from different teams and coming up with just huge plays that, again, major league style plays.
Hanging changeup, belted foul. That ball was scalded down the left field side in foul territory. See that uniform with a muscle shirt top back in the 50s? That was a very popular style of uniform, and I still like it.
It is. It's a sharp-looking jersey.
I see the Cincinnati Reds had a feature the other day where they had a muscle shirt top with no sleeve, and it was in honor of a big, hard-hitting, muscular first baseman they had named Ted Kluszewski. I suppose you remember him.
I sure do. White Sox, absolutely an outstanding power hitter.
Fly ball up the middle. That'll get it done. 0's over here in the last half of the 3rd inning. Through 3 and a 3-0 prospect lead on ICU video. There you see Teran Olton, so it appears there's nothing wrong with him as he gets ready to go to work here in the 4th inning. Just look at his countenance when he's pitching. He's all business.
He sure is. He focuses very well. Again, he's thrown 40 pitches up to this point, 29 for strikes.
I can think of 2 pitchers in the big leagues that had that look when they pitched. Both retired now. One was a real good Yankee left-hander, and Andy Pettit.
Yeah.
And the other one I got to know a little bit when the Oakland A's were a parent club, Dave Stewart. As mean as smoke looked on the mound, he was anything but. He was just about the nicest guy you'd want to meet. There's a full swing and the ball nubbed back out towards the mound. Olton fields the ball, throws a strike onto the bag. He's a good fielding pitcher.
It is. Again, watch him square off. There he is, and he's ready to jump the ball right there. And he's off a little bit, but again, turned right away, knew exactly where first base was, let the ball go with no hesitation.
That is a product of what baseball is. It's repetitive, working at different situations every day. So at the point of ad nauseum, but when you get it into a game, you don't even have to think. You know, big sweep and curve is swung on and missed.
That's such a good point, Al. We don't see here, we're watching the game, but we don't see the work that goes into all these individual plays. They're practicing it all the time.
That is what we used to call PFP, pitchers fielding practice. Do it every day at training camp and occasionally during the season. You usually do it at home. You can't get the field when you're on the road to do it. But you'll have the pitcher just lined up behind the mound. They'll come up, throw an imaginary ball, and the coach will just bat him a fungo, and you field the ball and you throw it to first. Doesn't sound like it's very difficult. And in PFP it isn't, but in a game situation like you just saw, any little thing he does wrong, he won't get the runner at first base. It's a pop-up as he lunged for a fastball in foul territory. Nolan Walker's got a play on it. 2 out. Four in a row have been set down by Teran Olton. A pop-up, a fly ball, a ground ball, and a pop-up. And Caden Zacharias will be the hitter. He's been real nasty on left-handed batsmen this season, and certainly here in this ball game.
There's that big curve again. popping the corners really well. Excellent control up to this point.
That front foot way out towards the bucket. Zacharias will close his batting stance off. He takes it down and away. We're at a ball and a strike. 2 out and the base is empty. Here in the top half of the 4th inning. Works out of that big high leg kick and the pitch foul back.
And again, one thing we have seen with Terranol, with Hunter Boyd, Trevor Berg did it yesterday, how quick these young men work. They get up there, they get the sign, and they let that ball go.
And here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball is swung on, missed. Here's the obligatory toss up the line, a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. Strikeout number 3 tonight for Teran Olton. Big sweeping hook. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Go to the home 4th, a 3-0 Prospect lead. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. As you can see, the lights are on here tonight as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Courtney, the newcomer to the Prospect lineup, took a called 3rd strike his first time through. You're telling me he's planning on attending a pretty good school next fall.
Old Dominion, Norfolk, Virginia. And it's pretty good baseball down in that country. Now again, I think they're going to try to pitch him inside. He likes to jump on fastballs outside.
A breaking ball down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Norfolk is in what they call the Hampton Roads. Did an all-star game one time at Tidewater Park in Norfolk. If you ever go there, have the crab cakes. They are something. All flared foul down the left side, not a play.
Well, it's right down at the bottom of the Chesapeake, isn't it, really, in the river there. They get a
It's on
lot
the
of
Elizabeth
good-
River, the ballpark.
Yeah, and you know, if you go to Virginia Beach, which is just south of there, you can sit on the beach and you watch fighter planes coming off all day.
Well, that's right. That's a big naval harbor.
Yeah.
Strike on the inside corner, 1-2.
One of their best training base for naval, their Naval Air Corps, and for the Marines.
That year that I did the game was also televised on ESPN. A real nice chat with the guy they brought in to do the color. He managed in the big leagues for quite a while. Bobby Valentine.
He was a pretty good ball player.
Played on the 1972 Pacific Coast League champion Spokane Indians, managed by Tommy Lasorda. Bobby Valentine was on that team. They had Garvey, Garvey at first, Davey Lopes, Ronnie Say out of Tacoma, Washington. Billy Russell was the short. They brought them all up at the end of the year.
And boy,
Valentine was one of the outfielders.
Boy, did they turn into one heck of a Dodger team, didn't they?
They also had Steve Yeager behind the plate. Bouncing ball on 1 bounce here to Dobbs at 3rd. Fires a seed. It's into the dirt. Dug out nicely by Osga, the first baseman. So that's nicely done on both corners.
Really was. Nice scoop by the first baseman. That's not the easiest play to make. Had a good stretch. Made the play confidently.
When you're the first baseman, you very seldom have to throw, but you have to do that. You have to be able to get off-target throws and hold on to the ball. That is your job.
And to do that, you got to keep that foot on the bag. And so you're stretching angles and everything. It takes a lot of practice.
Pierce Blahoyak will be the batter up. Singleton scored in the ball game tonight. Hopefully we'll do it. Not hopefully, but that should do it. There's the throw to the bag from the shortstop. Moormeyer. That's a bang play at first. Take a look at it.
I think these fans might be right. We're going to see right away here, but
yeah, can't win them all.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
We're through 4 innings. 0's over here. In the last half of the 4th inning, Andrew Peart, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Al Coates. Nice little sponsor plug there from Jordan Blundell, who joins me now. Jordan, pretty well played ball game so far. Just your early assessment.
Yeah, Terran's going well. Their guys kept us at bay. We scored a couple there early, and then he's settled in and worked quick and kept our hitters off balance timing-wise. So he's done a good job.
Brendan Luther, any quick update on him after that scary play there at first?
Yeah, we're going to get him checked out, see if there's some cracked, so we don't know yet. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully it's a couple days. X-rays.
Thanks for this, Jordan. Best luck rest of the way. Guys, back up to you.
Move to the 5th inning, and Mike Osga, who did make that nice fielding play on 2 occasions in the 4th inning, a throw from third and a throw from the shortstop to erase Pierce Blahoyak. And how often do you see that? You make a couple of nice fielding plays, and you're the leading lady the next inning.
Isn't that the truth? We see it so many times. They got the country music going in the park tonight. Right now we're listening to some Cajun music.
I used to be pretty much an encyclopedia of my era, the 50s and the 60s. I thought Taylor Swift was a guy, to be honest with you. I didn't even know it was a girl. They all sound like Coca-Cola commercials to me now.
Yeah. Well, it's bland compared to what it used to be, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, we used to play in Nashville. I used to set the land speed record to get to Tootsie's after the game.
Great place.
What a museum that was. Breaking ball, down and away, 1 ball here to Mike Osga, hitting .274 on the year. Evan Moore and Corey Coggins, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters here against Taran Olton. 3 strikeouts tonight. Scattered 4 hits, 2 balls pulled and 2 balls slapped. Matinee contest tomorrow to wrap up the 3-game series. Gates open up at 1, 2:05 with the opening pitch. That ball was hammered foul. And the count evened up at 2-2. Monday and Tuesday off. Bombers are in here from Brooks on Wednesday and Thursday. And a big series kicks off next weekend at the ballpark in Lethbridge. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Ball's popped up into short left field. Drifting back and making the catch is Pratt. He got 1 away. He went inside, outside, soft, hard, and there he just tied the batter up.
He did, and this is what he's been doing. He's changing speeds. His location is good, like you say. It's inside, outside, and getting it up and down. And he just has such good location, and he's got that streak in him, like you talked about, that he gets in to do the job. It's fun to watch him pitch.
Set down 6 in a row on a bouncing ball. Here's Pratt going to his left. Nice play. Throws a strike out of the bag. He's putting on a clinic there tonight. Here, look at this. This is not an easy play.
No, this is a very good play. Dives, total control, no hesitation, right on the money. Very good play.
Now, if you're watching this and you're just a kid, this is what happens when you work quick and you throw strikes. You get plays made behind you. Coggins tonight has bounced out and struck out. And he'll take a curveball away. 1 ball and no strikes. Taran Olton rocks out of the windup. The pitch drops a curveball into the strike zone. 1-1. He could hit a keyhole of a swinging door here tonight with that hook.
It is. He's really breaking it. That got away from him.
Olden making his 7th start tonight. 1 complete game. He's sucked up 40 innings. Second on the club to Hunter Boyd in that department, but it is a big department. Innings pitched. 46 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned. Gotta love the walk to strikeout ratio. 7 base on balls, 34 strikeouts. Approximately 5 times more strikeouts than base on balls. And the ball is drifted out into left field, and Pierce Blahoyak runs over to make the catch.
Now that ball is hit down toward the line, but Blahovic gets such a jump on the ball, makes it look easy.
4.5 innings are complete tonight. A 3-0 prospect lead on ICU video. Tanner Rondu, the leadoff batter, here in the last half of the 5th inning. Pulled a double down the left field line his first time through. Got a ribeye steak, a run batted in. Takahashi and Pratt are the batters due up. 8 in a row have been set down by the Melville left-hander Chris Latcher. He's got nothing to hang his head about tonight. He's done a pretty nice job.
He is. He's mixing his pitches up real well. Again, inside, outside, changing speeds. Really working the corners well.
8 retired, and out of that 3 by strikeouts, 2 by fly balls, and the rest of them by ground ball outs. There he throws the circle change up, and it's swung on and it's missed here to Tanner Roundy.
Yeah, Tanner totally fooled on that.
There's the pitch and a changeup pulled foul to third base. He's got a lot of movement in that pitching windup, especially from the full windup. Hesitates a little bit as he drops his arm back, drags it back. His arm angle has been pretty much right about 11 o'clock. There he sits at a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And again, you wonder, he being a reliever, coming in through the 5th inning. Now, I don't see.
It'll come down to pitch count.
I'm sure it will.
He should get an out. It's a high pop up into short center field. They got a convention of them out there. Here it's the right fielder, Dalton Horner, to make the catch. That one had a lot of hang time.
It did, and Horner did the right thing, called off the second baseman, the shortstop, and the center fielder. He had the perfect angle on it. Made the play.
Katsu Takahashi, the batter, struck out swinging on a circle changeup. His first time through tonight. He's got a run scored. He came in as a pinch runner in the 1st inning. Brandon Luther was injured coming back to the bag. Although we just heard in that interview with Jordan Blondell, they don't expect any long-term damage. Well, he tries the bunt. He had the right idea, just didn't execute it right.
I tried to drag it, but like you say, Al, not real good execution.
Another good crowd here tonight. The only times this season when the crowds have not been good has been because of weather. You got to give the management here a lot of credit. When they came to this ballpark, there were more people in the grounds than there are in the field than there were in the seats. They've really done a nice job of making baseball count again in this city. The bouncing ball to the left-hand side of the diamond for 2 away.
You're exactly right about that. You look at the nice crowd in here tonight, everybody having a good time, and you look throughout the entire setup here. As we've talked about this before, I don't know if I've ever seen a better ground crew that does such a nice job on the field.
Well, you look after the basic things before you start getting fancy. Make sure your park's nice and clean. Make sure your food is good. Make sure the beer and the soda pop is cold. You try to put a good ball club onto the field. The rest will take care of itself.
Oh, exactly right. As we've talked about many times, this is a very good baseball community.
Last couple of days when I've been coming to town, I drove by that nice 3-diamond facility in Leduc. All diamonds were full. The parking lot was full. We got a beautiful facility out in Devon. When I drove past it today, same thing. That's where it all starts.
It sure does.
Latcher is ready to go. He throws a breaking ball down and away, and then leaving the count up at, well, I'd like the count at 3-1. 2 gone, bases empty. 10 in a row set down by the Dallas, Texas left-hand pitcher, normally a reliever, normally a short man. He's got 3 saves on the year.
No, he's really pitching well. As we said, he's keeping people off balance. Now, Pratt has had a real good game. He's playing extremely well at third base.
Here goes the opposite way, and he's going to get himself a single to the opposite field. He just sprayed that ball into left field. Opened the bat head up a little bit, and he gets the single.
Now, the important thing on this, again, you look at it, the ball's outside the plate. He just sits on that pitch, and then, like you say, opens the bat head up and just has good bat control, get it over between second and third base hit.
Travis Hunt is the batter. Telecast crew tonight. Andrew Peart, our game host. Dave Foley on the camera. Switcher replays by Alex Testowich. Kyle Matz with the graphics. And Rob Zitlau, the executive producer and the director. He is the big kahuna of our telecast here tonight. A 2-out single by Davis Pratt. 1 ball, no strike on Travis Hunt.
They play Hunt straight away in the outfield.
Took a big rip at a hook, and he sits at a count of 1-1.
I think he's a little upset at himself for swinging on that pitch. That was a very good pitch. He broke it off on that inside, and I think it would have been a ball.
Very nearly got another outfield assist early in the game on a Diane Quayle into short right field. He wanted to get that guy. He got him. He came up throwing, threw his seed to first, and a bang-bang play. He didn't get the out. There's a ball that shot out into left field, and Evan Moore makes a nice. That's 2 great catches made by the Melville outfield here tonight. He does this one.
They're really playing well. Watch him sit down on this, make the catch.
That's pretty much a big league catch. Gets the job done here in the last half of the 5th inning. No runs and a hit. 1 man left on base. We'll move on to the 6th inning and a 3-0 Prospect lead on ICU video. Well, there you see the balcony seats at Remax Field, very popular seating area. It's like a pretty good representation tonight down on the luxury boxes. That's a great way to watch the game. You can run the box game by game. Tell the concession people what you want ordered up for your food and beverage. The only park I know where the luxury boxes are right on field level. And here's the strike 1 pitch, down and away. That was mandated by the guy who owned the AAA club, Peter Pocklington. He wanted those boxes down on field level. And I'd say he made a pretty good choice.
I do too. Having had those boxes with Trapper days, we sure enjoyed the view.
Ball up back off to the left of the mound, fielded by Teran Olton. He's putting on a clinic tonight in fielding plays. That was even more difficult than the last one.
It was. It was right over by the line. He gets on it real good. And again, he knows where first base is. No hesitation. Lets it go.
He had to make a good throw, too. He didn't throw a lollipop over there. He gunned it.
He had to, or he would.
There's a lot of lefties in the big leagues don't make that fielding play. They just don't.
No, it's a tough play to make.
So with 1 gone and the base is empty, here's the pitch. Look at the big drop on that hook. Strike 1.
Beautiful breaking ball. Up through 5 innings, Teran Olton is throwing 60 pitches, 44 for strikes. Pretty good ratio.
Dalton Horner is the batter, and he fouls the pitch off. Count of strike 2. The best fielding pitcher I saw in all my years at AAA was a guy from Sherwood Park, Mike Johnson. The first time I saw him live was we were playing in Oklahoma City. He was playing for the Oklahoma Redhawks. Our leadoff batter was our shortstop, and he could fly. His name was Mike Moriarty. And he dropped a bunt down more towards the foul line from where that last one was. Johnson, a right-handed pitcher, went over there, got the ball, made the transfer from glove to throwing hand, and he threw Mo out by about 8 feet.
And you know that is,
he was a good fielding pitcher, Mike Johnson.
And that is such a tough play for a right-handed pitcher.
Nine in a row set down by Teran Olton. 1 gone here in the top of the 6th inning. Kicks and delivers, runs the pitch in on the fists, and it's a dribbled foul at third base.
You know,
once you have released the ball, you are the 5th infielder.
You are. And this is why it is important, again, for young pitchers. Come off square as you can, so you can move in any direction. I think the best fielding pitcher I ever saw in my whole life was Whitey Ford. He always came off square and could field either side of the mound very well.
And the 1-2 delivery. Miss inside. About 20 years ago, there was a big, and I mean a big man, a left-hander. Rick Russell was his name. They called him Big Daddy. And he wasn't going to field the ball. That I can tell you, that was not his job. He was a behemoth of a man. Steady diet of breaking balls into this right-handed batter.
Now this is a very good at bat for the batter. He's fouling everything off that Terrence throwing in there that's in the strike zone.
Olton works right off the third base side of the pitching rubber. And another pitch fouled away off third. 3 straight pitches fouled on the third base side. Mike Green, the manager, you can see he's nowhere near the third base coaching box. He's just having a talk with Jordan Blundell over by the Edmonton dugout.
Now this is such a good at bat. Another one. Taryn Olton has thrown a total 11 pitches to this batter. 7 of those, or 8 of those, have been strikes, and he's worked them for the walk.
Good at bat for Dalton Horner. And he has earned that 90 feet, I can tell you.
He certainly has. And, you know, I take nothing away from Taryn Olton on that either. He was pitching good balls, and batter just did a good job.
Center fielder Marquise Irvin, who made one of the finest plays in the outfield I've seen all year. There's a pickoff throw by Taryn Olton. It's right on the money.
What a beautiful play. I hope we've got this on the replay. Here it is, Al. Look at the move. And there it goes. And he had him leaning. He caught him leaning. Perfect throw right down to the bottom part of the bag. Excellent pickoff.
So I guess you could say that Dalton Horner won the battle, but Taryn Olton won the war.
I guess that's exactly right.
And here comes the pitch, down and away. Ball 1 to the batter.
And, you know, that can be heartbreaking for a team. You work a great at bat, get on base, and all of a sudden, boom, it's over.
Ball hit up the middle. Ball hit about 380 feet to straightaway center field. Tanner Roundy in reverse gear makes the catch. A long leaning outfielder as he draws a beat on that long fly ball to set down the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 5.5 through. A 3-0 lead for the Prospects on ICU video. Bottom half of the 6th inning, and Nolan Walker set to get things going here for the Prospects. In the league last night, Moose Jaw Miller Express 8-4 over the Yorkton Cardinals. John and Weyburn were rained out. They'll try to get 2 in tonight. Prospects a 10-1 win over Melville. Moose Jaw 4, the Yorkton Cardinals 3. So they had a double bill. Fort McMurray Giants are a 500 ball club after a 6-3 victory over the Okotoks Dogs. Medicine Hat, they took no survivors. 14-0 win over the Brooks Bombers. And the Swift Current 57s with a 5-2 victory over the Lethbridge Bulls, who have now lost 5 consecutive games. So the time is now for the Prospects to start to get a little bit hot. If they can somehow contain the Millionaires tonight, they would win their 4th consecutive game. Walker is 0 for 1 tonight with a run batted in. Here he snares an inside pitch and fouls it away. Middle part of the order due up. Walker, Geary, and at Courtney. Here's the 2-1 delivery. It's outside. That's a hard, late breaking slider. Ball 3.
It'll be interesting to see what he throws on this.
It's like that was a slider too, and he caught the corner. That slider had a little dip on it.
Just on the corner.
Here's the windup by Latcher in the pitch. Fastball, he didn't miss by much, but it's outside.
It was. Catcher tried to frame it, but couldn't quite get there. Nice at bat for Nolan Walker.
And Jake Geary is the batter up. Geary, the catcher, is tied with, well, actually he's in the lead with home runs on this ball club. He's got 4. Ramirez has got 3. Jake McDonald has 2. And he is also the leader in runs batted in with 25. There's a seeing eye single. That ball had eyes. Here's the throw on to third base. It's off target. And just like that, the prospects with 2 men in scoring position. As Nolan Walker around at second, he was just about at warp speed. He found a new gear.
He really was, and very impressive. The ball was not thrown on the market, and Nolan in, and of course Jake Geary ends up second base.
Geary will get credit with a seeing eye single. He'll advance to second on the throw to third. And Matt Courtney is the batter up with the infield in. Going to try to choke off a run at the plate. If that ball is not just about hit right at you, either to your right or your left, more than a couple of feet, you won't get to it.
Not a chance on this type of infield.
Strike 1 to the batter. What you don't want to do is throw a changeup. One of your infielders is going to knock your teeth out if you do.
That's after that infielder might get up with a few loose teeth too. That ball comes off awfully quick if you're that close.
Infield in with runners at second and third base. Great opportunity here to score a run. Not sure that that's deep enough. Pop fly to left field. Evan Moore is under it. Runners will hold, and wisely so. He'd have been dead on arrival at home plate. And Javier Ramirez will be the batter. It's about 15 feet shy of where you wanted that ball to be in left field.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's very, very difficult to get home from there. What a lot of people don't realize is you're starting from a standing start when that fielder catches the ball, and he's in his throwing motion as you are leaving. You're moving. And as you said many times, the arm will beat the feet. And there's a shot. It's going to be a double.
That'll collect 2 runs. That ball is pulled down the left field line. And motoring on into second base is Javier Ramirez. He's got a red-hot bat at present time. 3 knocks last night. Picks up 2 runs batted in right here. Belts the ball down the left field line. So 2-run double for Javier Ramirez. Here's Blow Hoyek on a 1-for-2 night will be the batter.
Like you said,
just made that one mistake, and Ramirez made him pay.
He sure did, and he got it up, the ball just out over the plate a little bit, and he's been swinging such a confident bat last couple of nights that we've seen. And according to Jordan Blundell, it was the same on the road trip. He's really come along in the last week or so.
Ramirez takes his lead off at second base, pitches down and away. Looks like we'll get a little activity in the Fort McMurray bullpen. Been a pretty good 5 1/3 innings here tonight for Chris Latcher. He's a relief pitcher, not a starter.
He's gone a lot further than I thought he would.
That was a fastball in on the hands, and the ball fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And as we said, Al, he's mixed it up well with his change of speeds, different pitches. His location has been very good. And most relievers, especially he being a closer and a short man, you usually looking at maximum 2 innings out of him, maybe 3. And here he's into 6.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Not held cleanly by the catcher, Jake Green. Pitch was in the dirt. Ball 2, strike 1. And a right-hander not throwing off the bump yet, playing a little long toss down in the Melville bullpen. Here again, the statistic of how often you score when you get on base with a leadoff walk. Walker comes in to score. It's uncanny.
It sure is.
Two-one pitch is hit in the air. Foul territory off first base. And over there to grab it is Mike Osga. It's a big out. You got 2 away. Tanner Roundy will be the hitter. Roundy tonight pulled the trigger on a double down the left field line. He got a run batted in and a fly ball out to right. Javier Ramirez has knocked in 2 runs with a bullet hit down the left side. Latcher ready to go, kicks him to set position, throws high. It's a fastball. Go to 1 ball and no strikes.
There's one thing that the prospects have done well tonight and did well last night. Get runners in scoring position and somebody coming up with a big hit, usually extra base hit.
It's a bouncing ball, follow the chalk at third base. Our gates open up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Weather looks absolutely great. Warm, not talking about any significant amount of rain until the evening. And we'll have the pictures and the descriptions for you at about 10 minutes to 2 o'clock. 5-0, the Prospects lead. 2 spot on the board in the first inning, 1 more in the second, and 2 more here in the 6th. There's a line drive hit on 1 bounce. Zacharias going to his right, can't get to it, and that'll score the run. Hard hit ball. I thought maybe it was going to get caught, but it didn't.
I did too, and
no, it got by him.
It did. You know, on this artificial turf, it's amazing. You don't get lots of times clean bounces. It'll run low, and that did. I think it fooled Zacharias.
So Tanner Roundy with 2 hits and 2 runs batted in. That's some nice production out of your 9-hole. And Takahashi is the batter up. Here's the pitch to him. Runner goes. Throw to second base off target. And Tanner Roundy pulls into second with a stolen base.
So many times we've talked about this prospect team. If you're going to catch them as they're stealing, that ball has to be right there. They've got excellent speed. Roundy, Blahoviak, Hunt, Ramirez.
That should do it here in the inning. Ball popped up in fair territory just back of the bag at first base. Mike Osga there to grab it. What a productive inning here in the 6th inning. The Prospects send 7 batters to the plate. They score 3 runs. They do it on 3 hits. No errors. 1 man left on base as we head to the 7th inning. From Remax Field on ICU Video as we go down to Andrew Peard.
Thank you very much, Al. And something that I wanted to bring up, we talked with manager Mike Green of the Melville Millionaires before the game tonight, how he is the lone coach on the Melville dugout, or in the Melville dugout, I should say. And it's budgetary reasons. Just last year, Melville almost lost their ball club. As it turned out, they were about $75,000 in debt to start last year. However, they've elected a new president January 1st of 2018. His name's Darren Wendy. He's been very upfront and honest with the people of Melville about the state of his ball club, and thankfully for them, able to break even last year. They felt like it's something they could build onto this year and start sort of carving their way out of the debt that the ball club found its way in. And of course, the town of Melville, it's got a rich baseball tradition. Of course, a longtime Major League Baseball right fielder Terry Poole from there spent about 15 years, almost all of it with the Houston Astros ball club. And just this weekend, they're hosting one of the biggest ball tournaments, minor ball tournaments in the entire province of Saskatchewan, with 50 teams ranging from the U18s all the way down to the U11s, looking to, of course, continue to generate interest. And for the Melville ball club, obviously starting to trend in the right direction. However, they would love some playoff baseball this year. Doesn't look like they'll get it as they find themselves 6 games back of Moose Jaw for the final spot in the Eastern Division. Guys, back up to you.
Well, we sure hope they're successful in keeping their baseball club alive.
You sure do. These small communities, they're very good, but the cost for these clubs today and the traveling, whether it be hotels, busing, whatever, it seems to be, the cost seems to be rising exponentially. And it's very, very difficult. We see the same thing in junior football.
Well, I would think it's a municipal park, and I'm sure they probably get the ballpark for free. Don't have to pay for that.
You would hope so.
Braden Dobbs will be the leadoff batter. And Dobbs takes ball one. Dobbs tonight 1 for 2. Punched a single into right field in the second inning. Any balls have been hit in the neighborhood of the mound with Taron Olson pitching. I'm not advisable. He's put on a clinic tonight. And there's the ball sprayed out into left field for a base hit. And Braden Dobbs is aboard here in the top of the 7th inning. Just cued that ball fair at third base. No play at all for Davis Pratt.
Just got by right on the line. Good throw by Blahovic to second. Usually ball gets through there, Al. If it's going for any distance, it's a double.
Jake Green tonight is ground out and popped up. Batting in the 7th position of the Melville order. Taran Olton delivers. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Prospects have a reliever warming up. Holton threw 6 innings, throwing 76 pitches, 55 for strikes. So far, he's thrown 3 pitches here and 1 strike, 2 balls.
And here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball is scooted up the middle for a single. That's the first knock of the night for Jake Green. That sets the table, puts men at first and second base. And Hayden Zacharias will be the hitter. Fell behind a little bit, had to throw a strike. And that's the result. You mentioned Terry Poole, and that is correct. And what an outfielder he was.
Outstanding ball player.
Nolan Ryan's 4th no-hitter. That was the first hand he shook, was Terry Poole. Played right, played center. Not sure what his big league hitting totals were, but he was pretty much a gold glover. There's a throwback to second base. They're going to get the man as Ramirez comes over and takes the toss from Jake Geary.
See, we get this replay. What a throw by Geary. Totally squared up, right where it has to be. Thank you. Ramirez, perfect position.
If you're Braden Dobbs, you can't get back to that dugout quick enough.
Well, that's exactly right.
And a pickout throw to first. Strike 1 is the count on the batter, Caden Zacharias. He was the first and the 3rd strikeout tonight for Taran Olton.
Now, this is a better situation, obviously, for Olton, but you got a double play situation here. And when you got him on first and second, there's so much the batter can do. He can be bunting, he can be hitting and run. When there's 1 out, you're limited a little bit.
1 out and you're down 5 runs. You're going station to station.
Sure are.
I mean, look at that lead. You can smell the first baseman's breath.
And I know this guy's got a pretty good pickoff move.
Here we sit at a 1-ball, 2-strike count in the top half of the 7th inning. Ball game about the 1 hour and 50-minute mark. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that ball off the head of the bat, dubbed foul.
The one thing we haven't seen a lot out of Taran Olton tonight, usually he throws a number of strikeouts. Hasn't been getting him so much, but he got him popping up and he's got him hitting it on the ground.
Three strikeouts here tonight. He has walked 2 batters. But both times that he walked a batter, it was not, or what it was with 2 out, and the other occasion with 1. There's a ball snagged by Jake Geary with his bare hand, throws up the line to first base. I think they're going to call out a foul ball.
Calling a foul ball, yeah. And umpire called it.
He tried to sell it, though.
He sure did.
Like they have a new pitcher when we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. A big, tall right-hander up and throwing in the Melville bullpen. Pitch inside. We go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pair of singles here in the inning. Braden Dobbs with a base hit up the middle. Jake Green did the same thing. And the 2-2 delivery is down and away.
Taryn's not happy with himself on that pitch.
Very short lead off at first base. Here's the ball that's belted into left field. An opposite field single. And again, you have men at first and second base. Caden Zacharias gets hold of the 3-2 delivery and lets her rip.
Again, this ball is down on the outside of the plate, up in the power zone. Nice hit.
Mike Osga will be the batter, a .274 hitter who's flied to center and popped to third. Second ball is inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Ball must have just missed.
Six and 1/3 innings of pitching tonight here for Teron Olson. Or Olton will make it. There he throws low ball too. Might be running out of gas here a little bit.
I think he might be. He's up over 90 pitches now. And, you know, he's pitched well, but now he's starting to miss.
Well, they're trying to get one more ground ball they can turn to and finish the 7th inning off. Strides home. The pitch is low for ball 3. Calling the balls and strikes tonight, it's Devin Rudikoff. Darren DeCounder at first base. Jeff Chipley is the umpire at third. 3 balls, no strikes on the batter. And the pitch. Strike to the outside corner. He brought the ball up a little bit, got it into the strike zone.
I don't know if he'll do it on this batter, but he really likes to throw that change in these situations.
There's a pretty good rip at the pitch, and that ball as well. It's not going to get caught.
It's out of here.
No, it's not.
It's off the
to
wall.
the base of the wall. 1 run's going to come in to score.
2 runs.
2 runs will score on a double, nailed off the plywood in right center field by Mike Osga. Look at this swing. He took a rip at it, leaned into it.
He did, and he got everything into it. Very well hit ball off the wall. And I think we're going to get a pitching change right now.
2-run double, and that will quarter the lead down to 3, make it a 5-2 ball game. A well-hit ball by Mike Osga over the head of Travis Anna in right field and onto the wall. As you see Jordan Blondell coming out to the mound. He's not buying time for his reliever to get loose. He's been up and throwing for a spell. He's
just talking to Taryn, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you leave him in. And go to work on Evan Moore.
Taryn right now is at 94 pitches. So he's getting about the end of his tether. They're probably just talking about this batter. What do we need to do to get him?
1 hit and 3 tries tonight for Evan Moore. .261 batter for the Melville Millionaires. As you can see, he's a right-handed batsman. Got a double play depth in the infield. Here's the pitch, and it's a bunt.
Beauty.
Olton's going to grab it, squares off. He's 3 for 3 tonight on bunts. If you're going to bunt the ball, that's okay, but just don't do it any direction of Teron Olton. Look at this one.
That's right. This is beautifully played again. Just turns. He knows where that base is. There's no hesitation. And like you say, the amount of practice outlet that goes into that play. Years and years of it.
It's your second out. There'll be no time at bat for the batter, Evan Moore. That's a sacrifice bunt. There's a ball that gets between the wickets of Jake Geary, and Aron will come in to score. It's a wild pitch. That's a shame after you make that beautiful fielding play.
It really is, and usually Jake blocks those really well. He must have had his glove up a little bit. We could see it from the center field camera. It would be good.
Makes it a 5-3 ball game with the bases empty and 2 away. A wild pitch scores Mike Osga from third base. There's the kick in the 1-0 delivery, and he throws the ball up too high. Good thing we scored those 2 runs in the bottom
Here's
half
that
of the 6th
replay
inning.
from the center field
No,
camera.
that's a wild pitch. That's
yeah,
a
it
hitter.
is. And he didn't get his glove down. Was up just a bit. That's a very difficult play to make for a catcher.
There's a ball that's cued off the head of the bat, and it finds a hole between short and third. And Cody Coggins is aboard. Not a bad pitch. It was down and away, and he just went out and got it. Tip your hat to the batter.
Absolutely.
Ryan Moormeyer will be the hitter up. Moormeyer represents the 7th batter to the plate here in the top of 7. Makes it a lead of 2. And here comes the pitch. Turn it over, the circle changeup. Gets ahead in the count, strike 1. He drew a base on ball his first time up, slapped a single in the right field, and was erased on a 1-3 putout his last time around. Ron Olden is 3 for 3 tonight on fielding plays. They were all difficult plays, but that one might have been the most difficult. He had to run the furthest to get to the ball. And Evan Moore can pretty much fly. He's a leadoff hitter. You know he can run. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball snagged at third base by Davis Pratt. No play at second. Here's the toss to first. Nicely done by Pratt.
Pratt's had 3 of them today. It was very, very nice play. Has to get down on the ball.
And the throw on target, but 3 runs come in to score, making it a 2-run ball game. Down on 5 hits. Weren't any errors. 1 man left on base. And it's a 2-run lead for the Prospects as we head to the last of 7 on ICU video. Final totals for the starting pitcher tonight. Chris Latcher, 6-inning distance, 6 earned runs on 8 hits. Struck out 4 batters and he walked 2, and he'll give way to a big right-handed batter, or big right-handed pitcher out of Trail, British Columbia. A 6-footer, a 190-pounder at the University of Calgary, Brendan McKay. He'll make his 7th appearance, all in relief, 9 2/3 innings. 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned runs. 5 base on balls, has not struck out a batter, got a .651 earned run average. And the league is batting .286 off Brendan McKay. Davis Pratt, who has made some outstanding plays at third base tonight, will be the leadoff batter. Done a pretty nice job with the pole, too. He's 2 for 3. Back in our AAA days, we were with the Expos, and we played the Portland Beavers. And the first batter up scalded the ball over the wall in left field, right about where that Coca-Cola sign is in left field. And the next time he came up, he did the same thing. I'm just trying to think of his name, but he was from Trail, British Columbia. Jason Bay was the guy's name. Pretty good hitter. Got some big league time with the Padres. The Expos had him, and they somehow lost him in the Rule 5 draft. And they were not happy about that, as this ball's popped up in the short left field. And Moormeyer goes over there to get it. It's actually not short left field. That's pretty much major league range for a shortstop to go back. That's how you judge the range of a shortstop and a second baseman, how far back in the outfield they can go on pop-ups. 1 away. I'll tell you what, Jason Bay, and he could knock the wood out of water with his bat. He could swing the pole, and he did for a couple of pretty good years in the big leagues.
You know, there's been so many good athletes over the years come out of Trail. Of course, we always think of hockey players and the Trail smoke eaters. But just for whatever reason, and maybe because it's mining country up there and logging country, produce some pretty good people.
Travis Hunt tonight is 0 for 3. There he got tied up with some inside gas, and it's a looping line drive to the shortstop, Moormeyer, 2 away. Nolan Walker will be the batter up.
And
Tell you this, it's the hometown of Kokanee beer.
That's
the Columbia
not bad.
River, is it not?
I believe so.
No, it's on one of those rivers.
It's a BC river, good mountain river.
Nolan tonight, sacrifice fly ball out. He's drawn a base on ball and scored. So he is 0 for 1 officially with a ribeye steak and a run scored. 2 away, bases empty. Here from Brendan McKay. Trail BC there. That ball just dropped. The bottom fell right out of that pitch.
It's a good pitch.
Strike 2. A good natural sink on it. The 2 out and the base is empty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Didn't intend to throw that for a strike. Crowd here tonight of 2,163, just under 2,500 last night. Weather looks great for the matinee contest tomorrow. Here's another sharp breaking ball. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Let's get a look at it.
Sure is.
Look at that hooey. Just whew.
Dropped her right off the outside corner.
3 up, 3 down for the native of Trail BC here in the last of 7. Got a good one for you tonight, a 2-run ball game as we head to the 8th inning on ICU video. Here you see the new pitcher coming into the ball game, Jackson Bandow.
Jackson from Yale University, another one of these freshmen, along with Jake Gary and Pierce Bluhoviak.
Duran Olden, I think it would be fair to say, just kind of ran out of gas in the 7th inning, got the ball up a little bit. And his pitching totals tonight, a 7-inning distance, 3 earned runs. He scattered 9 hits. 5 of those 9 came in the 7th inning. 3 strikeouts, 2 base on balls, and a wild pitch.
In that last inning, in the 7th, he threw 24 pitches, of which 14 were strikes, 10 were balls, taken to a pitch count of 100 with 69 strikes.
Bandow, a 6'2", 215-pound right-hander. Comes from a town straight north of Seattle on Interstate 5, Snohomish, Washington. He's got 2 starts under his belt. This will be his 8th relief appearance, 20 2/3 innings. 26 hits, 19 runs, 13 earned. Walked 9. He's punched out 24 batters. And Bandow works out of that high leg kick, throws the slider, a swing and a miss. 566 earned run average. And the Western Canada Baseball League hitting .292 off Jackson Bandow. 5-3 ball game, top half of the 8th inning. Fully back on the middle infield, midway on the corners. The outfield is straight away.
According to the coaches, Bandow's gotten much better in the last since they put him in the bullpen. And he's starting to get more control and relaxing a little bit.
Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dalton Horner, the leadoff batter, 1 for 2 tonight. .233 batter. Marquise Irving and Braden Dobbs, the 3rd baseman here for the Melville Millionaires. In the top half of the 8th inning, middle game of the 3-game series. Breaking pitch down and away, 2-2.
Now this turned into a very good ball game, and they got to Olton in that last inning and picked up 3 runs. 3 runs isn't a lot in this league.
Long stride home from the full windup. He jams the batter and is a dribbler down to Pratt at 3rd base. Throws over to Walker. That potentially could be a very dangerous play. Let's get another look at it, just where the ball was thrown. You got to catch the ball, touch the bag, and get the heck out of the way. See, just like that.
Yeah, did a very nice job, Walker did on that. And again, we've seen Pratt do that a lot where he just flicks the ball over. He's got a very good arm, but it seems like every once in a while he overthrows that because he throws it from the side.
Well, Mike Green is not in full compliance with that call. He thinks that's, or should be, with his runner safe at first base. We'll have another look at it on the replay. He doesn't have the luxury of that replay.
No, he
do.
doesn't. And it sure looked to me like Walker had his foot on the bag and then just pulled it off. Well, let's see it. Let's see if we can slow it down. Yeah, he's there. He's on the bag.
Yeah, he's on the bag, yeah.
Yeah.
So with one gone, it is going to be Marquise Irving, the center fielder.
Did they just eject Mike Green?
They may have. And seeing as he is the chief cook and bottle washer on that ball club.
And the only guy.
The only thing he doesn't do is drive the bus.
We might do that too.
Instant replay will show when the umpires are correct and sometimes where they might have missed one, but there's no question about it. The umpire at first base, Darren DeKinder, was right on that call.
He sure was. And again, a very nice play by Nolan Walker.
Nothing for 3 tonight. Marquise Irving, kid out of Detroit, Michigan. He's going to be 0 for 4 as a big one hopper to Pratt. Throw was in the dirt. Walker digs it out of the dirt, does the splits like a scissor, and there's 2 away.
Very nice play by Nolan Walker on this again. Pratt hitched a little on his throw, and he had to scoop it.
Braden Dobbs, the third baseman. Couple of ground ball outs to get it going here for Jackson Bandow. Nice mechanics as he works out of the windup, and that ball's going to get looped out into short left field for a base hit.
I don't know if we see it on here. This is one time Pierce Blahoviak does not get a real good jump on the ball. He hesitated a bit. I don't think he'd have got to it anyway. But he didn't read it right. Normally he's right on them. As soon as that ball's off the bat, he's flying.
Jake Green on a 1 for 3 night with a run scored will be the batter. Fully back on the middle infield. Davis Pratt's going to be deep at third. Outfield is straight away. And here comes the pitch. Tried to check his swing on a curveball. They'll appeal to first base. We'll go to 1 ball and no strikes. I thought the location of that pitch might have been a call strike.
I did too. Looked to me like it was a pretty good pitch.
Harry gasses his batter upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. But often a 2-out single doesn't come around to bite you in the backside. Sometimes it does. Time was called right as the pitcher was going into his motion and ready to release the ball. And that's what you have to do, throw the ball.
Yeah.
You don't, you're going to get hurt.
Exactly right. I know an old pitching buddy of mine, he said when they did it, it used to drive him nuts. He said after he got used to it, he'd throw it at the umpire.
It should do it here in the inning. He got under the pitch, pops it up into short left field. Ramirez gets called off. The left fielder, Blahoviak, going to run a long way to make that catch. A lot of hang time on that baby.
He did, but here's a case too where this time Pierce got off the ball, off the bat of the ball. Yeah, as soon as it was coming off, he was moving.
Bottom half of the 8th inning coming your way on ICU video. There you see the pitcher that came in, did a nice job in the 7th inning, a pop up, a line drive, and a strikeout. Braden McKay. Starter tonight was Chris Lasher, 6 inning distance, 6 earned runs on 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 base on balls. Melville's had pretty good pitching all year long. It's the trouble they've had getting the runners on base and then getting him off base. Nice smooth mechanics by this right-hand pitcher.
He sure does. Jake Geary's up.
Jake Geary tonight with a run scored. Was 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Matt Courtney and Javier Ramirez due up here in the last half of the 8th inning. Ball game at the 2-hour and 10-minute mark. The infield tonight of Dobbs at third, Osgood at first, Moormeyer the shortstop, Zacharias at second base. Ball's hit in the air with a bead drawn on this at third base over by the coaching box, and that's Dobbs. He's there to make the catch. He got one away. Matt Courtney, the batter up.
Got his hip through good, and then he rolled his wrist and come underneath the ball. High pop-up.
One-time general manager of the Edmonton Oilers, was a native of Trail, British Columbia. And probably one of a halfway home, I don't remember his name, but Steve Tambellini. His dad was an excellent senior hockey player, Addie Tambellini. They were the world champions for a couple of seasons back in the 50s. The ball rolled off to the right-hand side, fielded by Zacharias. Throws it on target. There's 2 away.
2 pitches, 2 outs. That's not a bad start to an inning for a pitcher.
Javier Ramirez with 4 hits in the series so far. Stroked 3 base hits last night. Got a big 2-run double in the 6th inning tonight. If he doesn't do that, we're in a tie ball game. Fresh arm heating up in the bullpen for the Edmonton Prospects. The pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes from Brendan McKay.
That almost looks like Zach Harrington again.
5 up, 5 down for this big right-hander. There he spots a pitch on the inside half of the plate for a strike. There he just zipped the fastball. I'm going to say that was right up in the high 80s. And the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That would be some pretty good octane gas in this league if you're up in the high 80s.
It sure would.
A lot of thumbers in the Western Canada League, and they're good ones. There he wanted that breaking ball away, but he didn't get it, and the count runs full.
Little low.
McKay draws the beat on the target, cranks that right arm up through a changeup, and it's fouled away.
Well, that's 18 down there. That'd be Scott Gillespie, but it doesn't look like him.
Ramirez with an on-base percentage just under 4. 400 on-base percentage from the lower part of your batting order. That's pretty good production.
As the season's gone on, he's just got better and better.
That pitch is inside, ball 4. Ramirez draws the walk. That'll end the 5 in a row, initiated by this big, tall right-hander with the base on ball to Javier Ramirez. Here's Blow Hoyak will be the hitter. Prospects put 2 on the board in the 1st inning, 1 more in the 2nd, and a 3-run spot in the 6th. Went quietly in the 7th inning, had a pop-up and a ground ball out here in the 8th. And Javier Ramirez drew the base on ball. And the pitch is in there for a call strike.
Reliever that was down there warming up was David Wiley. We'll see if he comes in or if we have Jackson Bando in the game.
Bando had a 4-batter 8th. He was throwing the ball pretty good. There's a ball that's airmailed out the deep left field. That ball's got a little carry on it. Evan Moore is going to go back to play the carom off the wall. That's a 2-base hit. And a run batted in as Javier Ramirez crosses the plate. That ball left the bat looking like a fly ball for maybe a home run, but it's a long double off the plywood in left field.
It just kept going. No wind blowing at all. He just jacked it really well.
Here's Blow Hoyak with the 2-base hit and the run batted in.
Now the interesting thing there, this is the best at bat we've seen Pierce Blohoviak have in a long time now. 2 for 4.
Roundy with a run-scoring double in the 2nd inning. Fly ball out to right field, did that in the 5th. He knocked in another run with the ball hit into right field for a base hit. Stole second, he was stranded there. back in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch to him. Sharp breaking ball is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Good looking pitch.
McKay comes set, delivers. He's got an arm like a buggy whip. He just snapped another nice one off.
That was a real good breaking ball.
And you're either built like a pitcher or you aren't. He is.
Now, one thing here we might see, this is going to sound funny, but well, 2 strikes, who won't see it? I was thinking we might see Pierce Blahoviak attempt to steal third. Right-handed batter. He's got
what you don't
great
want to do
speed.
is make the first of the third out of an inning at third base. That you don't
No,
like.
that's exactly right.
Two-out walk to Javier Ramirez, and he comes around to score on the double off the wall by Blahoviak. Trevor Roundy with a pretty good night out of the 9 spot. 2 hits and 3 tries.
Yeah, double and a single, and he's showing pretty good at bat presence tonight.
And here comes the 3-2 delivery. There's a base hit. Just like a magic wand, he slaps that ball into left field. Rounding third is Blahoviak. The throw is up the road, and the run is in to score.
Real good night for Tanner Roundy.
Be a run-scoring single. Roundy will move to second on the throw home. Tyler Maskill will come in and swing a pinch hit bat.
Yeah, he's in for Takahashi, right?
All of this with 2 away in the last half of the 8th inning. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1.
And that's the importance with 2 away of keep working on pitches. Blahoviak got up and ripped that double, and Roundy comes in and gets that big single and gets the second on the throw.
That last pitch was pretty much a batting practice fastball right down the middle. Down to 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 away with a man in scoring position. There's a knee buckling breaking ball right on the inside corner. Maskill, the third batter to occupy this spot in the order tonight, the leadoff spot. Brendan Luther started. He got aboard on an infield hit. Injured his ankle coming back to the bag. Takahashi had 3 at-bats tonight out of the 1 hole, and now it's Tyler Maskill. I would imagine he'll just come on and play at second base when we go to the 9th inning.
I'm sure he will. He's done it before.
Again, tomorrow we've got a day game, 2:05 first pitch. Gates open up at 1 o'clock. We'll have it for you in ICU video right about 10 minutes to 2. And then it's going to be a couple of days off. The Berks Bombers are in here on Wednesday and Thursday night. And a big series next weekend in Lethbridge, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon.
And as we talked about earlier, we get down to this time of the season. Every game is so important when you're battling for playoffs.
Ground ball to the left-hand side of the diamond, knocked down by Dobbs, and then the shortstop. Moormeyer is going to have a real tough play. See if he could maybe get his guy at third base. That's about the only option he had. He had a lot shorter throw to go that way.
It's a real tough play from there.
That's an infield hit. Tyler Maskill with a pinch hit single. Davis Pratt is the batter with men at first and third base and 2 away. Fully back on the middle infield. Dobbs is going to drop back, play midway at third. And the pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Pratt tonight with 2 hits and 4 tries, 1 run scored. Got under the ball and he looped it foul into the seating area up off the third base side. As you can see again, those seats that are called balcony seats. They've really been selling those seats like hotcakes this year. They're a nice seat.
They really are. It's a great place to watch the game.
Ball cued foul off the head of the bat and on towards the Edmonton dugout, 1-2.
Pratt has had a real good night at third base, made numerous assists and big plays. He's also swung the bat pretty well. A couple of singles.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and the ball is belted up the middle. It's a catchable fly ball. Irving drifts towards the left field gap to make the catch, and that will tire the side, but a good inning for the Prospects as they send 7 batters to the plate, and with 2 away, they score 2 runs. And they do it on 3 hits, and they strand 2. Andrew Peart, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Al. Standing by here with Prospects pitcher Matthew Erickson. Matthew, first off, we saw Jackson Bando. Your battery made at Yale in the last inning, gets through it. Give us your assessment of the way he performed.
Well, it's always good to see someone you go to school with and play catch with every day have a good outing like that. So always going to pick him up. No matter how he does, proud of him, and he showed it today, got a 0 for us, so that's big.
And now you yourself, like I mentioned, playing at Yale, what was it about the school? I think both academically and athletically would be something that drew you there.
Yes, for sure. I wanted a school that was going to challenge me academically, and I was going to use baseball to get me there. When I started looking at schools, I didn't know that I was going to be Yale, so was looking at schools all around the United States, and Yale was just place that I happen to go to, so I'm very fortunate and blessed to go there.
And now coming here to the Edmonton Prospects, last time we saw you start a game here at Remax Field, you were lights out against Okotoks, 7 innings on that night. But what was it about the Prospects, Jordan Blundell, and the program here that brought you here to Edmonton?
Canada seemed like a lot of fun. Yale had a player last year, Drew Scott, that played for the Edmonton Prospects, and he said it was a lot of fun. Baseball was great, and highly suggested coming up here. So I did. I've really enjoyed Edmonton so far. The fans are amazing. The show that you guys put on every night's great. So it's another wonderful opportunity to be on the Edmonton Prospects.
Well, we appreciate you joining the show here tonight to enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Totals for Jackson Bando tonight in 1 inning. 0's over with 1 hit. No walks, no strikeouts. David Wiley will come in to pitch. His 14th relief appearance, 22 2/3 innings. 20 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. Logs a record of 1-2, 3 saves, and a 2.77 earned run average. With a 5-run lead and 3 outs to get, this would not qualify the pitcher for a save. And Caden Zacharias will be the batter to lead things off. Strike right down the middle. Tyler Maskill in the ball game, or remains in the game, playing at second base.
Good pitch by Wiley, down low on the corner.
Count is even at a ball and a strike.
In that last inning, Bando threw 10 pitches, 5 strikes, 5 balls.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle. Wiley out of San Diego. A long drink of water. 6'3", 180-pounder out of Azusa Pacific University. Keeps the ball down. As you saw, there's not been one pitch in this 4 pitches thrown that's been much above the knee.
Good way to get ground balls.
And here's the 2-2 delivery. A hard one hopper to Ramirez, hit right to him. The little shortstop's throw is right on the money, 1 away. Pretty much textbook right there.
Sure was. Nice throw, right on the money, Nolan Walker.
First baseman Mike Osgood, the batter up. Knocked in a couple of runs with a double that he pulled into right field. Hit it well, did Osgood. Did that his last time up in the 7th inning, so he's 1 for 3. 2 RBIs and a run scored tonight. Pitch is down and away, 1-0. 274 batter. A little late on the pitch, and he lifts a pop fly into left center field, motoring on over into the gap. It's Tanner Roundy, and you have 2 away.
He got that ball up just on the inside middle of the plate. Jammed him a little bit. Nice jump by Tanner Roundy.
Evan Moore, the batter. In a cleanly played ball game tonight, just 1 error. And that by the Melville Millionaires.
Looks like Wiley just missed on that pitch. Again, Al, he's keeping the ball down. It's well pitched inning. Oof.
Duran Olton, barring a real malfunction at the junction, should be the winning pitcher tonight. Go to 2-1 on the year. Check swing on the slider. Pitching line tonight, 7 inning distance, 3 earned runs, 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a wild pitch. And here comes the 2-1 delivery. Down and away, ball 3. A 10-1 win for the Prospects last night. More reasonable score tonight. It's a 5-run deficit, 8-3. Wiley loses his batter and another pitch down and away.
I really think he'd like to get that pitch back.
Cody Coggins, the hitter up. And there you go with a strike on the outside half of the plate. Prospects are 1 out away from climbing back up the ladder a little bit after a skid of 7 games. They can win their 4th in a row. Started the week with a 3-game series in Swift Current, lost the opener and won the following 2 ball games. Out into left field, and Pierce Blahowiak. For a second there, it looked like he might have lost the ball, but he didn't. He makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man left. 4 in a row by the Prospects with that fly ball out to left field. 2-hour and 31-minute ball game tonight. And we'll have the final totals for you. Chris Latcher, the starter, he gets the loss. 4-3 record now, 6 inning distance, 6 earned runs on 8 hits, struck out 4, walked 2. Braden McKay, a 2 inning distance, 2 runs on 3 hits with a strikeout. Again, Duran Olton is the winning pitcher tonight. We gave you his totals a minute ago. He'll go to 2-1. And David Wiley here in the 9th inning faces 4 batters. No hits, no strikeouts, 1 base on ball. Nice, cleanly played ball game tonight.
Really was. The entire game was quick. Pitchers worked hard. A lot of movement. I was very impressed with both of the pitchers from Melville. But again, the Prospects, since they've been home, have been swinging good bats. They've been getting excellent pitching. And here we go down to Andrew.
Thank you very much, John. Standing by here with Prospects third baseman David Spratt. David, a couple tonight, but I want to start with your glove. Number of nice picks over at third base, and then some good throws, and Nolan Walker able to dig a few out of the dirt. Just tell me about your play here tonight in the field.
Well, I mean, those little jam shots that needed to stay in the infield. So, I mean, you got to lay out, do what you can to help out Taryn, especially when there's runners on, and later in the game when it's starting to get close. So, yeah, just did what I can, kind of threw my body at it, and got lucky with the glove.
Swinging a good bat this year, starting to bring that average closer and closer to the 300 mark. Just what were you seeing at the dish tonight?
I think I'm seeing, especially on lefties, I think I'm more focused on middle away. And so that kind of carried into the righties, which I had to switch up and go more middle, kind of spray the gaps. But definitely my approach for the lefty worked tonight, obviously. But yeah, still gotta make adjustments at bat to at bat.
4 in a row for your team now. First time since early June you guys have strung 4 together. Just what's the mood like right now in the clubhouse? Looks like you guys are starting to get on a roll here.
Oh yeah. The attitude's definitely up in the dugout. We're always got music going, and definitely we're starting to see the playoffs ahead of us. So it's definitely a good feeling. Everyone's coming together. We're closer than ever, and so we're going to make a playoff run. All
right, mosquitoes are getting bad. Go enjoy the win with your teammates.
Thank you very much.
That's Davis Pratt, third baseman of the Edmonton Prospects. Guys, back up to you.
All right, with that victory, the Prospects, who, as you just heard, have won 4 straight, are 2 games off 500. They're now 18-20. We don't know the score of the Medicine Hat ball game tonight. If they lose that one, the Prospects would be in a tie for 4th, the last playoff spot. We'll find that out tomorrow. Melville falls 8 games off to 500. They go to 13 victories and 21 losses. Again, quickly the totals: 3-10, 1-5 for Melville, 8-11, 0-6 for the Prospects. Chris Latcher was an all left-handed mound matchup tonight. 6-inning distance, takes the loss, falls to 4-3. Teran Olton, the winner, 2-1 now. 7-inning distance, 3 earned runs on 9 hits, and put on an absolute clinic tonight in fielding. He was 3 for 3 on difficult ground balls, 2 on bunts, 1 on a squibber.
And every one of them, he knew exactly where the ball was from that position. Got the ball, he knew exactly where to throw, and just turn and let it go. Every one on the money.
2,163 to watch it, 2 hours and 31 minutes to play it. And the homestand wraps up with the afternoon away go tomorrow. 2:05 opening pitch. We'll have the ball game for you at 10 minutes to 2 o'clock. Our crew here tonight: John Belmont, our color commentator. Game host is Andrew Peart. Dave Foley on the camera. Switcher and replays by Alex Testowich. Graphics by Kyle Matz. Graphics and technical coordinator Dave Foley. Rob Zitlow, the director, and the executive producer. Real fun to have that one for you here tonight. Have a very pleasant Saturday night. We'll talk to you on the Sabbath at 10 minutes to 2 o'clock.